on, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Nick, Clint, David, and our guest today, Mr. AJ Lopano.
Oh, I thought you were going to call me Tom Cruise.
Your eyes are dilated
because
you went to the eye doctor today, right?
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So, quick update. Us three, we haven't seen each other. Well, I had a meeting with you, but we haven't seen you in 8 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
How were your 8 hours?
They were okay. We had a corporate, what do they call those? Town hall meetings. Apparently
That's terrible.
Yeah, apparently our bonus is going to be pretty decent, so that's good news that came out of it. I was also told to.
I wonder what it's like to get a bonus.
I was also told not to ask the question of if our, what is that thing called, 401k match would ever go back to 6% since it dropped to 5%, and basically said don't ever ask that question again. It's not going to change. Yeah. Which obviously makes me want to say that question every time I'm on that town hall meeting from now on out.
Was it a Zoom?
Yeah.
Teams, I had a Zoom meeting today.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. They all.
They're make sure you get that mic up in front of you. Really embrace, love it. Yeah.
Whoa.
All the way.
We are live.
Well, we're not live. We can blur that out.
That's going to look worse. I hope that coffee comes in your nose.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's great.
So anyway, 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
And then I had that was during my lunch because they do it on Eastern time, not Central time. So I had to eat lunch at my desk, and then
that's terrible.
At 2:15, I had to go get my eyes dilated. Got them
risky business.
Checked. Risky business. Only thing missing is me and my
look
underwear.
Right into the camera. I think it's that one right there. Yeah.
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Yeah. Man, I didn't. Hey, if y'all ever want to know what a dying dog sounds like singing, there you go.
Only thing missing is me in a button-down shirt, my underwear, and my socks.
Yeah, that's what that was in my mind.
Is that what you want?
Is
that what we want?
No, nobody wants that. Don't forget, guys, please do us a favor. Share this episode or any other episode that you find funny. When you subscribe to Lens Plus on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, I don't think we make it known how much it does help the show, even though you haven't gotten paid your 20%. But it does help us do things like, pay the interns
three times
toilet paper.
3 times as much as they make now.
Yeah. So
which is nothing.
Shout out to Nick. Nick's not over there. What are y'all's names? Aaron and Coby.
And now they're gone.
So listen, here's why I was talking about Nick. Okay, Jake came up to me and was like, "Hey, I think Nick and I are the only ones left on the play doing media stuff." I said, "Well, that's great. That means y'all are gonna get all the recognition, whatever. It's an opportunity to prove yourself." He said, "Yeah, we had 2 other people quit though, so now we got to figure out how to do it by ourselves." So that's why I was thinking about Nick, just because him and Jake and Nick are up the creek without a paddle. So, Aaron, you okay? You excited about this episode?
I'm excited for y'all to eat some eggs.
Oh. You're excited for us to eat eggs. Coby, are you going to talk?
If you want me to.
He spoke. How about that?
Second time ever.
He spoke. Good stuff.
Yeah. I wish I could see him.
AJ, how long have you been a fan of the show?
Since it started.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah. I don't have the time to listen to the podcast like wholly.
Yeah.
But I watch parts of it that y'all post.
Mm-hmm.
And I will try to find those little clips off of your TikToks or your Facebooks.
Yeah.
And I'll go to your podcast and just skip to that part and listen from there.
So not at all.
So you don't you're barely
a closet fan. You are a bandwagon fan. We got popular in our own mind anyway, and you jumped on board. That sounds a lot like we'll get there. That sounds a lot. Yeah.
We're not popular. I say we're not popular. We're
Hey,
I'm trying. I've got a metaphor, but I can't say it. I could say it on Triple Threat, but I can't say it here, so I'm trying to come up with another metaphor. We're a mid-major basketball team. We're a really good mid-major. That's about it.
We're UAB.
We're
Well, with me, it makes it great.
We'll see.
Well,
you have yet to prove yourself, LeBron James. Now, how was your day, David Murphree?
No
busy.
kids, so it had to be good, right?
It was just busy,
Yeah.
real busy. I had to do some bus stuff too, plus classroom stuff. So it was just bus.
But
I had to drive the bus down to the bus shop and get the Did you think? Okay, bus stuff. Hey, go get some.
Oh yeah, I just realized what they thought you said.
I still don't get it. I had to drive to the bus shop and get some stuff done on the bus, air and tires aired up and stuff like that.
Yeah. What's the running pressure for your tires?
110 to 120, but they made sure they had at least 100. In there. So
Hey, 10 below. That's what we like for nothing but the best for our kids.
110.
I think
Well, what it should be.
I think it has to do with the fact that the weather makes it go really spikes and it ebbs and flows. There we go.
So I had to get that checked out, and then I cleaned the inside real good. I'm gonna
No
wash
beer cans?
Not today.
Okay.
I'm gonna wash it tomorrow. Try to wash it tomorrow outside. I got to drive a field trip next week, so I was busy with that, and I did some classroom stuff.
What field trip?
Going down to Boutwell Auditorium for something. I don't know what it is. Some kind of play or something. Yeah. Boutwell. Boutwell. And it's always been Boutwell to me.
Boutwell.
Yeah, I'm Boutwell. Yeah, I'm not Boutwell. It's Boutwell.
What did John Gross say? What did he say? Stay in it.
Do what?
Did he? I don't know. Did he? He stayed in it one time. I saw him stay in it one time, but I don't know if he said that.
That's what you told that story on a Triple Threat, did you not?
No.
Stay in it. Who said that?
Rick and Bubba says it all the time, I think.
Oh, okay.
Stay in it.
I thought you said John Gross said that one time.
No, I probably yelled it as he was taking off. And
Stay in it.
Nissan
when he was
truck.
driving that, that Nissan truck. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
His wife let roll down the hill into a tree at Springville.
Yep.
And totaled it. But, I mean, I don't know. It was just so random that day. Me and him were at the field house. Just me and him were left that day at the field house late in the evening. And he had that Nissan truck. It didn't have power steering. Like a 5-speed. And he just, I guess his first or second gear, he just takes off, just spinning gravel all the way out of the parking lot, just looking back at me, smiling. And I'm just, what are you doing? He's just laughing about it. I just
did his teeth fall out when he was smiling?
He may have took it out. So it was just so random him doing that.
That had happened at that point. He had.
I don't know. I'm just
probably it had.
Check out our what is that called? Sanders what? Schnitzel Sanders. Yeah.
Schnitzel Sanders episode recommendation.
He was slinging gravel, boy. He was slinging it.
Hey, I've got an episode recommendation.
Okay.
Martha Stewart Mayhem featuring Morgan Gray.
That was an excellent episode.
It was an excellent episode. I remember it vividly.
Very.
So let's get into the meat of.
Well, let's not get into the meat. Let's talk to people about who AJ is and why he's here.
Well, that's what I was
not
going to say.
Like why he's here, but like what's going on in his life.
So we were going to actually
interview him.
That's what I meant. We're going to get into
we're going to do a 5-minute interview, and then we're going to do like a 2-hour debate, and then
2 hours.
So AJ, what are you?
What do you mean?
Human. What age?
He, him.
I think I'm a human.
What age?
22.
22.
Yeah.
He qualifies. So,
all right.
What do you do?
Be afraid.
Like for work?
Just in general, like on the weekends, during the week.
Breathe, eat, sleep.
You breathe, eat, sleep.
Yeah.
So you're 22.
Yeah.
In college.
Not at the moment.
You were.
But I was in college, yes.
But he will be.
And I will be back in college.
So you took a gap year, gap semester, gap something?
Gap year.
Gap year. You took a gap year.
Yeah.
What's the? Okay. I've always wanted to know, talk to a person about why they take a gap year. Are you coming to the end of your gap year?
Yes.
Do you regret taking a gap year?
No.
Okay, why did you enjoy your gap year experience?
Well,
because sometimes I wish I had taken a gap year.
School can get real overwhelming, and if you don't know, I cheered as well.
Yeah.
At Sneed.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did know that.
That on top of all the classes I was taking to get my associate's degree, which for me was overwhelming. So after I graduated, finally, I looked at myself and I said, "Can I take another 2 years, straight, or do I need to take a break?" Needed to take a break. So that's why I was like, okay, well, then I was looking for work. So.
Sorry, keep going.
So.
You haven't. No. What's right?
I got a booger or something?
No, what's right there?
It's a piece of straw that I'm chewing on.
Okay.
Anyway, that and I wanted to make some money.
Yeah.
Because I I wasn't making money at the time I was in college. I wasn't working that much. So I went and got a job with my dad. Then that's when I decided to become a substitute teacher. So that's how we got here. And now that I'm substituting's real flexible. You choose your own days.
Right.
So you don't have to work. You don't have a certain amount of days you have to work in a month or a week.
It's how much ever you want to work.
However much I want to work. So now I'll be able to go to college as well as substitute. And the good thing about it is I'll also probably be able to work on my work while I'm substituting as long as I'm free.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was
Smart move.
Yeah.
So you're going back into college. What are you going to major in?
It'll be science, and then I'll have a secondary education.
Yeah, don't do that. But, I tell you that every time. But.
So being a substitute, has that kind of reignited the fire to want to do this? I understand. Obviously, we all know you, and I know that you have a passion for wanting to coach as well. You're wanting to kind of get in that profession,
right?
But okay, you've been out, you've been kind of away from everything. Now you've jumped into substituting. I could see where that would kind of reignite that passion to A, want to coach, but B, also want to teach as well.
Right. So I also took being a substitute as an opportunity to see if I really wanted to teach.
Right.
Because after I graduated, I was kind of I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was kind of set on teaching.
Yeah, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
So, but
I crack him up. I like AJ.
I'm sorry. I'm very.
It's okay.
I laugh at a lot of things.
It's okay.
But I then lost where I was.
He does that. He has that effect on people.
Substitute.
Oh, substitute.
Hey.
I can't remember what I was saying.
Oh.
But you got an Xbox today and some new clothes.
Is that from your time working as substitute teacher?
Yeah.
Hey.
So tell us about that
purchase.
experience, because you've got a little story from what you and I talked about in the bathroom.
Lord, so.
Wait, what?
We used the bathroom together.
Yeah.
That's a podcast on its own. Stay tuned for Triple Threat.
There was only one toilet in this bathroom.
I know.
Only one toilet. So.
No,
Y'all talking to the walls.
So I was making my coffee, and there's only one toilet. There's a single bathroom, and
paper thin walls.
I just look at him. I go, "You gonna poop or pee?" And he looks at me like, "Pee?"
With a question mark.
Is that okay? Can I do that? I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. Hurry up. I gotta poop." So
I didn't know if I was going to get in trouble for taking a pee in the toilet.
no, you're good.
Taking a pee.
It's that's what they make those for.
But do you have any Apple subscriptions?
Yes, I do.
So
Apple Music.
I was getting a bunch of
sponsor.
Apple.
Granny Smith.
I was getting a bunch of Apple charges.
Red Delicious.
That's pretty good. Granny Smith subscription.
I blame the dilated eyes.
He's high. I don't know what. He's high.
So I had my normal subscriptions, like the extra storage,
Yeah.
and
iCloud,
and
all
the
that good
Apple
stuff.
Music, and all that. And I also subscribed to Netflix and HBO Max on there as well. But I was getting these extra Apple charges for $34 a month, $24 a month, $40 a month. I was like, I know I'm not spending this much money on Apple. Most was $25.
Darn Granny Smith.
Inflation. I have taken this thing completely off the tracks.
Red Delicious. Double delicious.
I want you to tell your story, AJ, but the two people on either side of me don't care.
No, so we don't care. I got David tickled because he's tickled. Now I'm tickled.
I just want to hear about the man's financial troubles.
Gosh. So I go to my bank. I'm with Truist right here.
Yeah.
And
big mistake.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree. Yeah. Truist has given me a lot of problems lately. If you don't go with Truist.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Obviously.
Thank you.
So I went and disputed all the things that I was not charging or I didn't have a subscription to. Yeah. And it added up to be about $300 of stuff that I didn't buy. So they get that all sorted out. They give me my $300 back. They cancel my card. So now I'm having to wait for a new card.
Yeah.
But they gave me a temporary.
Okay.
Which you can only swipe.
Yeah.
There's no chip.
Yeah.
Oh, the agony.
So fast forward to today. I went to get my Xbox. I had ordered one from GameStop, and I was supposed to pay that.
Hold on, wait. People still use GameStop?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Not a sponsor.
I get there, and there's already 15 people in line. I don't know why there was 15 people in this GameStop, but it was the one GameStop that had my Xbox.
Yeah.
So I wait 30 minutes in line just to get up to the register. And now there's like 5 people behind me as well. I'm using a temporary card.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Total comes up. I swipe. Declined.
Yeah. Flag.
And I'm sitting here like, oh, no. Right, so he tries again. Swipe. Decline. We did this 3 times. I got declined every time. Tried Apple Pay. Realized
It's on
my
your
other
own card.
Yeah, my other card had been canceled. So I couldn't use Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Then the guy said that they could use Venmo. We couldn't figure out the Venmo. So I was like frantically trying to figure out what was wrong with my card because I knew I had the money to get it.
Yeah.
I had more than enough money. I ended up having to call Truist.
Yeah.
Fraudulent services.
There's a flag of how many. Yeah.
And I'm talking to this lady, and this lady goes, "Okay, sir, I can help you out." And you know, she has that accent. So
Which one?
No, don't please don't.
So I'm like,
Does she sound like a poo from The Simpsons?
I don't know how to explain it. I was just we'll get on.
What? It's a real question. I said nothing out of the way. Apu is a great character on The Simpsons.
I don't watch The Simpsons. I'm still thinking about Granny. Does it sound like Granny Smith?
I was thinking like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Is your house on fire, clock?
No, see, I don't know.
Uncultured.
Anyway, so this lady's like, "Yeah, I can help you." She gets my Social Security and all that.
Easy now.
And she puts me on hold for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
So you've been on this GameStop for 30 minutes, and now you're going to be in this GameStop for another 20.
I'm sitting in my car at this point.
But it's still at GameStop.
Yeah, still at GameStop.
Because come hell or high water, we're leaving with this Xbox today.
Yes.
I've been on a waiting list.
Yes. So she finally comes back on the line. She says, "I'm sorry, sir, I cannot help you today." And I said, "What?" She said, "Let me transfer you to my supervisor." Sat on the phone for another 45 minutes.
My goodness.
You're dedicated.
I got there at GameStop at 11:30. This is in downtown Gaston. I did not leave that GameStop with my Xbox until 3.
I would have hightailed it to the nearest branch and just got the cash out.
I did.
Well.
So well, hold on.
I didn't mean to spoil your story.
So 45 minutes of waiting, I decide, screw it, I'm not waiting anymore. So I drive a minute down the road to my bank, and of course the inside was closed. Why? I don't.
Because it's Friday and everybody wants to get out of here.
Well, and it's true.
Yeah.
So I go to the ATM and I'm like, part of me's thinking, if I can't make this purchase at a store, what is going to let me take it out of my ATM?
Right.
Like, how much sense does that make?
Yeah.
None.
Well, it does. It did. It let me take out that amount. It was like, oh, here's your money.
Yeah. I had that happen one time with a purchase where I had to go to my bank, but they only allow me to draw so much out of the ATM. But I've also got another bank, so I had to go to that bank and withdraw the rest. So I had to go to 2 different banks to get the money out because I've got a limit.
I've had that before.
Yeah, that's not fun.
But see, I think different banks have different limits on their ATMs. Yeah.
One
bank's
I'm
like
sure
200,
you can
one's
set
like
a limit, but it's also to make sure they don't run out of cash in the ATM.
Yeah,
it's only like so much per day is what you can do.
Yeah.
Did you ever figure out what the Apple charges were?
No.
Were those fraudulent charges?
So it was weird because if you bought the Apple subscription, it would have a case number behind it on your transactions.
Right.
And those fraudulent purchases that was coming through that I didn't have were the same numbers. So it was from Apple. It wasn't a scam.
Well, if you ever purchase anything, they're going to start nailing you every month.
They will.
If you ever do it one time.
Yeah, I'm not not real big on getting the stuff from Apple for that reason because it's like you have to go around the world to cancel these.
Well, it may have been something like a free trial or something. If you don't cancel it, boom, they're going to start nailing you on that.
I use my Apple Card for all my Apple subscriptions
because you get 3% off.
Well, that
not a sponsor.
that, but like. But when a fraudulent something or another happens on Apple on your Apple Card in your Apple Wallet, it sends you the flag, or you can just cancel the order. You don't have to talk to anybody. Yeah. You've got basically unlimited control. So I don't have to talk. I don't have to call. I don't have to call my bank. It's literally I just log onto my Apple Wallet and I go, nope, didn't want that, and they'll and if they think you're lying about it, they'll call you. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why.
Another thing with Apple is
Not a sponsor.
if you have chargebacks.
Yeah.
So if you go dispute it and they charge all that money back, Apple disables your account.
Mm.
And if you do this too many times, they will actually disable your account forever. Like, you can't get it back. Meaning you can't download apps, you can't update apps. You can still text and stuff. But
Your phone is a brick.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's like a Nokia. All you can do is talk.
Yeah.
Call people.
There's nothing wrong with that. We all had those phones.
So then I get
They were
home.
great.
I get home about 3:20,
Snake.
knowing I had to be here at 4. I sat on the phone for another 20 minutes with Apple, trying to get my account back enabled because I was trying to update some of my apps. It was just this. It was a day.
So that whole entire story for one day, like you've
For one
had quite the day.
How do you spell LaBeouf?
Like Shia LaBeouf.
I got it. So that's how you got here, right?
That's how I got here.
That's so bittersweet day. You had to go through all that, and look, dude, that's just like that's being an adult. That's the terrible part of it.
It is, but I'm going to
With all
tell
that
you too. I'm going to
independence.
ruin the rest of your evening as well. So as soon as you plug that Xbox up, there's an update, and it's going to be like 4,000 gigabytes, and it's going to be 2 days.
Yeah, did you turn it on already? Did you go ahead and let it update?
Funny you say that. I got it all set up.
My man,
And,
my man. You're the
and,
second person I've high-fived like that today.
and of course, like just like you said, it was like, to start this console, you need to download this 2 gigabyte update.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I let the update download. At this point, I had 20 minutes to get here, and I was gonna go ahead and like buy the Xbox Pass so I could play with my friends tonight and stuff.
Yep.
But I can't because my card's temporary card, and they're not letting any purchases go through. But if you go to an ATM, you can take out whatever you want.
So, there you go.
Up to $1 million.
1 million, babillion,
Whoa.
fulfillion. So let's get into the meat of the meat, the mortadella of the prosciutto. Let's talk about the greatest basketball player.
Let's
of
set
all
this
time.
up. Let's set this up.
Context.
Are we sure
Go.
this is safe with Clint sitting beside me?
It is
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
safe.
No,
It is safe.
no violence. We're gonna Martin Luther King Jr. this. Okay, go.
So we were at the state wrestling finals up in Huntsville, and AJ and I were sitting there, and I can't remember how the conversation started. You remember how it started?
I don't remember how
But
it started either.
Calvin Bailey was there.
He wasn't there when it started though. He
Wasn't
walked
there.
up.
Yeah, he walked up. And I can't remember how it started. I don't know if you just asked a question.
The
and
boys
overheard it
behind
or-
us were talking about it, right?
Yeah, I get. Anyway,
I was there too. He failed to mention
the
that.
debate. We don't care. The debate was who is the GOAT when it comes to basketball? Because LeBron James has just recently went over the 35 gazillion points, whatever it
38,000,
is.
something like that.
It's 35,000 something. I've got it right here.
Kareem.
Anyway, does that make him the GOAT? You know, there's a new generation that says that he's the GOAT. There's an older generation that says Michael's the GOAT. You know, there's even some out there, a few percentages that even say that Kobe's the GOAT. So, it kind of got heated. It got heated
Kind
there
of.
a little bit.
Kind of.
A
So,
little bit.
you know,
Y'all
thankfully,
stood up and were yelling at each other.
Yeah, we had people-
thankfully the youth preacher walked up.
What was ironic about it was we were at a state wrestling tournament talking about the greatest basketball player of all time. Two
Yeah.
sports that are like diametrically opposed to one another.
Well, literally because they happen at the same season. So, anywho, so how do you want to go about this? I would like to debate on air who is the greatest basketball player, who is the GOAT
Okay.
per se.
We need to get this out of the way. Everybody wants to say Michael Jordan's the GOAT because of who he was, right?
Who was he?
You even said yourself, stats do not matter when you're determining the greatest of all time.
Right.
So, just a quick question. We use stats to determine who the greatest of all time baseball player, tennis player, soccer player, right, is. Why does that change with basketball? When we talk about
well, hold on now. Does it pertain to other sports as well?
yes, because we say the best hitter of baseball ever. You think of who?
Me?
Okay, come on.
No, like best hitter.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Okay, and Babe Ruth.
I don't think of Babe Ruth as the greatest hitter of all time. He was, the original home run king. That's different now.
Well,
Hold
you're
on.
going to have to do all the stats.
We can't get into multiple different
Well,
arguments
yeah.
about.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is he was not a good person outside of baseball.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
And if we're gonna judge somebody on who is the greatest of all time off their who they are,
Okay.
and not stats,
Okay. Look, you go and you look at anything in this world that LeBron James has done. There's not been anything bad that has come out of what LeBron James has done. He's married. He's got kids. He's never, as far as we know, ever cheated on his wife, ever been into a big scandal or anything like that. Jordan has his gambling problems. He does this. He's been divorced. You know, you can say whatever. We're not necessarily judging character that makes him the greatest of all time. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, it's not character based, because a lot of people say Tiger Woods is the greatest of all time when it comes to golf, but Tiger Woods, we all know what he did.
But
So-
he's the greatest of all time because of his
Because
achievements and his stats.
because of his accomplishments on the golf course.
Okay, same thing.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's not necessarily a stat-driven thing. So, it's 38,000 points is how much he scored.
Right.
What?
You got to think.
Didn't I say that?
I think so. Maybe 48. I can't remember. Anyway. Whatever metric you want to get into. Like, it's just funny that everybody's like, oh, LeBron's the GOAT because he's the all-time scoring champion. Nobody gave a rip about the all-time scoring champion when Kareem had it. They still consider Michael the GOAT.
Yes, but you gotta understand something.
Understand me.
LeBron,
Yeah.
he came in the league at 18 years old. Michael,
In a different time frame. Yes, it's a different time frame given the fact that 18-year-olds could, at the time, come in. You didn't
So-
have to have that one-and-done year in college like you do now. Back then, all the greatest basketball players in the world went to college at least for the 3 years before they turned to junior, and then they came to the NBA.
Okay,
I've got that right here. Keep going.
Okay, that is true.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm saying is he came in at 18.
Okay.
By 20 years old,
Okay.
he was the best player in the NBA.
Okay.
By year 20, which
Uh-huh.
is now, he is still the best player in the NBA.
He's not the best player in the NBA right now.
He's been the best player in the NBA for 18 solid straight years.
Okay.
He's gotten himself 4 championships.
Okay.
On top of being the number 1 scoring leader ever. That's for playoffs and career.
Okay.
He leads playoffs in assists. He's number 1 in assists for
correct.
playoffs. He's number 1 in rebounds for playoffs.
You are correct.
He's number 4 all time in assists. You tell me a forward, not a point guard, not a shooting guard, a forward who is in the top 10 in assists.
Okay. But here's the thing. If you look at ranks by position, and I've got that right here, assist, LeBron is number 1. You
Get
are
ready.
absolutely
I'm gonna
correct.
tee you up.
You know, and Jordan, for that point, is number 4 based on shooting guard by position. But you go through here and look at the ranks. He's at the time of this
Okay.
research that I
This
did.
is
He was
by
he was
position?
number 2 by position.
Right.
He was number 2 in points, number 1 in assists, 12 in rebounds, 9 in steals, 17 in blocks, 17 in field goals, and 107th in field goal percentage.
Okay.
We're not going to get into that right yet.
That's fine.
But you can sit there and say, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, he kind of fell off here, and wow, that's really, really low. You go over to Jordan, who's a shooting guard. He was 1 in points, 4 in assists, 3 in rebounds, 3 in steals, 3 in blocks, and 9 in field goal percentage, and 34th in free throw percentage.
So with the defense.
So now, okay, we'll get to the defensive side. That's fine. I just want to say that this is statistics, yes, but it's more analytics than it is statistics, and this is what I'm basing my argument off of.
Okay.
All right. So now where do you want to go now?
All right, we'll go to the.
Now hold on. Who wins that point?
Are we the panel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we confer?
You can confer, but I don't want like a bias because I'm pretty sure you're going to feel like it's Jordan, and I'm almost certain you're going to feel like it's Jordan.
No.
Okay.
I know who I think the greatest basketball player of all time
I
is.
just went total stats to pick. Like, you got to take who you love to watch play and all that out of.
Sure.
it. Then you talking about what they did off the court.
Right.
Yeah, you got to go by
Right.
stats.
Okay.
I just went by total stats.
Okay.
Do you want us to confer now?
Sure.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I cannot pick it. Okay. I agree with that.
Continue.
For what he said about, it would be your favorite person to watch.
Because
Okay.
the one I think's the best by stats, because I did my own thing, was not who I would have probably picked.
Now I don't. Okay. So who is your favorite basketball player?
Like in the league right now. It's Steph Curry.
Okay.
That might seem real,
Bandwagonish.
cliche.
Yeah.
But it's Steph Curry.
Okay.
But I don't think of Steph Curry as the best basketball
I don't think
player
of
all time.
Steph Curry as being the best basketball player.
I honestly don't even like LeBron that much. It's just the fact that all he's done, you can't deny him anymore.
Yeah, I'm denying him because my opinion matters.
Denied.
I just
had to say
did Kim Dave Mutombo that thing. Not in Clint's house, big boy.
Okay, so one of your biggest points in our argument before this was the defense, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I went home and watched some clips and just a little bit of the games that Michael Jordan played in, that there are of, because
Okay.
there's not many. Because I wanted to see how Michael Jordan played.
Sure.
And I also wanted to see the defense in that time too. Now, today's game. The defense, yes, they have new rules where they protect their star players. That way they don't pay them $300 million, and then they get hurt halfway through that.
Okay,
contract.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay, but you also got to take into account the defense in this league is still good.
It's okay when they play, and that's my biggest argument with LeBron is there are times when LeBron does not play defense. He just looks at the ball and says, "Oh, that's somebody else's guy," or "I'm not going to even try to stop that."
Right.
You never got that with Jordan. Never. And here is the stat to back that up. The man played in 15 seasons in the NBA. He was an NBA All-Defense 9 times. How many was LeBron?
Never mind.
No.
We'll wait till the information
Now, you
chime
say
in.
9. You said how many?
9
9.
in 15
Okay.
seasons.
How many?
How many was LeBron?
That I don't know. Do you
Okay,
have it?
okay. And I've got it here on my research. It's 6.
Okay.
So if we're going to go 9 to 6, whatever, that's fine. But Jordan, in one of those years, had a Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
Okay? So if you're going to go defense, you got to go Michael.
See, I think Michael isn't the most versatile defender. You put LeBron at any position, he can guard anybody besides maybe a prime Shaquille O'Neal.
But you know how many times he done that? Because I did research this as well. It's not on this, but I did research. I remember. You know how many times that happens? How many times he either guards the 1 or guards the 5, which is the point guard of the center for those that don't know. You know how many times that actually happens?
How many?
5%.
Yeah, out of
5%.
Hold on. 5% out of how many games?
5% for his whole career.
Yes, I understand that.
5%.
So how many games would that be?
Yeah, how many? I can't.
Well, let's see. He's played
17.
17
seasons, correct?
Yeah, 17 seasons. I actually don't have the number of games on here.
You felt so sure you did.
Yeah, you're like, I
got playoff
hold on, you
games.
said
I
80 games.
Somewhere
80.
around 1,400.
That's another one.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Never mind.
I want to say I think it's around 1,400 games he's played.
Okay, that's probably
So whatever
probably
5% of 1,400 is how many times he's guarded the 1 through the 5. Is that what you're saying?
No, the 1 or the 5. Like how many times he's actually like matched up, and that's
So
been
that'd be
his
70
guy.
games.
Yeah,
Would it be 70 games?
Out of-
70
out of-
games.
out of
70 out of
1,400.
1,400.
Yeah.
But still, it's not the fact that he hasn't done it. It's the fact that he can do it.
Okay. All right.
So we're talking about potential ability now. You just laid out the precedent for potential ability.
Okay, could you put Michael Jordan against some of our centers in today's game?
I feel like you could.
Yeah.
Michael play any position.
I
Right.
think so, too. Against anybody.
Magic did it. He played center one game, one championship.
Yeah.
Magic was also.
Magic. I mean, he took over for Kareem in that game. If I'm not mistaken.
Won, and it was
He did.
because of him they won the championship.
Exactly.
I think Michael would do the same thing.
I think Michael's competitiveness will put him in that position to be successful. No matter
He'd run
who
circles around a center.
Yeah,
Offensively.
especially
maybe.
those centers of that time.
Well, he could jump higher than anybody too.
Yeah,
So,
Mutombo, Ewing,
I mean, I'll take Michael Jordan over anybody.
right. So, like again, I'm not trying to like just completely poo-poo on LeBron. Okay. I'm not. LeBron is a very good player.
You can't deny he's not a good player.
And probably going to end up being on the Mount Rushmore of basketball players.
I agree.
But GOAT status, no.
Yes.
No. Okay. Keep going. What
Okay,
else you got?
Dre Colley agrees with you. He hasn't heard all your points, but
Yeah,
Dre
whatever.
just told me he agrees with you.
Keep going.
Thank you, Dre.
Dre doesn't count.
Dre listens to this podcast.
Even
So-
though. Whew,
Anyway.
I ain't got the meat of everything I got.
We'll go into clutch.
Oh, I'm so glad you opened this
go
door.
into
Go.
clutch.
Go.
Okay. So you know Michael has the shot heard around the world.
Sure.
Okay. LeBron also has something heard around the world. The block.
Okay.
Of 2000, I think it was 2016 against the Warriors.
Where he blocked Steph Curry?
It was Andre Iguodala. That solidified him that ring. That was clutch. Now, and hold on now.
Okay.
He also leads the league all time, in made buzzer-beating shots. To win the game, he has 5.
Okay.
That's number 1. Nobody has 5 buzzer beaters in a playoff game.
Okay, and in this research, and I will guide everybody to the YouTube. Like, it was a simple YouTube search of this guy that did all this research, and I just wrote down what he had very quickly, based on what he said. He being LeBron. Well, based on what this guy said in his video, LeBron had 94 chances to in the game on a buzzer beater shot, whatever.
Okay.
He had 94 chances to be the clutch last guy shooting the ball in the game. He had 94 chances, made 19 of them, which is about 20%.
How many of those are before the buzzer? You got to understand.
I'm saying the last 5 clutch. He's taking the shot in the clutch
within the last 5
seconds of the game. Yes.
Okay. So 19
out of 94. All right. Now, this metric had not been come up with before Jordan got into it, but he said on his research, Jordan was a 50-50 ball handler. He was 50-50 on the clutch shot. Okay.
So 50% of the time when put in that position, he's making the shot.
Right. But also, if you go to the end of the game situation, who is the number one person who usually is not taking the ball to the hoop at the end of the game? It's LeBron. Because in all of LeBron's accolades, the one thing that he's not really good at is his shooting percentage, because if it's not within a 3-foot to 0-foot area, he's a 50% free throw. He's a 50% shooter.
If we're talking about all time, yes.
What else would you be talking about?
Recently, I'd say.
Oh my gosh! Now it's recently.
The past, like, I'd say 7 years. The last 7 years
since the Spurs said, "Hey, you're going to shoot it to beat us."
LeBron's shooting percentages has went.
Do your research. There's a peak, and now it's going back down.
Well, he's also 40 years old.
Hey, you know who else is 40 years old playing in the league? Jordan with the Wizards.
Yeah, and what did he do? What did he accomplish?
It doesn't matter what he accomplished.
What did he accomplish on the Wizards?
He shot 42% outside. Okay, he shot 42% outside of that 3-foot area just with the Wizards, because this metric was not around before the Bulls.
Okay.
LeBron is 37% in the regular season outside of the 3 foot from the basket. Okay.
But he also has more attempts.
Who?
LeBron.
Okay.
So of course,
well, if he's so flipping good, then he needs to make more of them.
He makes enough. He's done enough already.
He makes one out of every 3 shots he takes is within 3 foot of the basket. And then on the ones that are outside of the basket, he only hits 1 out of every 3 of those.
Okay, but when you have in today's game and not just today's, like overtime, when you have these 7-foot centers down in the 3-point or in the 3-foot range of that bucket, you tell me if you'll make one out of 3.
They had them in that time too. You had Mutombo, you had Ewing, you had
Manute Bol.
Manute Bol, yeah! My boy Manute Bol! Running a militia in Africa. Sorry, go ahead. He did, though.
You can't.
Durga was 7'8".
At any point in LeBron's career, has anybody ever said, "Hey, that is the best defensive player on the floor"?
That's not true.
Has anybody ever said, "Man, he's got the best mid-range shot of anybody in the league at any point"?
Couldn't tell you that.
Has anybody ever said, "Hey, that guy's got the best finish"?
LeBron, when it comes to LeBron and finishing, he's up there. So
in traffic, because you know what he does usually? He goes, oh.
Have you seen the
somebody
people?
blew in my ear and I don't like it.
Have you seen the people he's put on a poster? Like, put them on his wall.
Okay. Have you?
If he wasn't good at
give me an
finishing,
example.
He wouldn't have any.
Give me an example.
I wouldn't be able to give you
all right, then.
I'm sorry. I didn't come prepared like you.
Can you tell me that LeBron is the best post player? Like when LeBron goes to the post, is he the best at doing the post when he goes to the post? The argument can be made that Jordan is.
No, absolutely.
Have
not.
you ever seen Jordan post people up? Even the big guy, AJ.
Oh my God.
Charles Barkley said it was Kevin McHale.
Yeah, that's the best player he's ever played against.
Best, the most competitive person. Jordan was always the most competitive person.
I'll give Jordan the
hardest worker until Coby came along, because Coby was
Caswell?
Because Coby was after Michael. Michael was was the hardest worker at any point on the floor. All right, and he was the best offensive player when he was on the floor.
I wouldn't say that. Dennis Rodman was probably the hardest worker on the floor.
Really?
He was the best rebounder the game's ever seen. You know how much
rebounding? Sure, I'll give you rebounding.
You got to work for that.
I understand that.
Like, you can't just step into the league one day and be like, hey, I'm
you can't say, okay, I'm only going to work hard half the time, because that's literally what Rodman did. He said, I'm not going to give all on offense. I'm going to throw the ball around or whatever. He gave his all on the defensive side.
Now, I got Rodman top 5 offensive rebounds,
yes,
but not defensive rebounds.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I didn't know that either.
Anyway.
Well, he was I just did top 5 and everything. He was number 4 on offensive rebounds.
And what was and I know you're basing this off of today's NBA, but what, in your opinion,
Moses Malone was number 1.
Offensive
rebounds.
What in your opinion was Jordan's weakest point?
I know, but they don't.
I would say he had it. Are we talking about when he played
versus what? We're talking about stats when he played.
It was
right?
probably his 3-point.
Okay, it's his 3-point. Different era, but I'll give you that.
Maybe a little bit on the playmaking side.
He was 33%
from 3.
For 3.
Okay. But he didn't take that many, I know.
He did. He averaged 2 a game.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? And that's a time when they were averaging 10 a game in the 90s when Jordan played.
Right.
They averaged 10 3-pointers a game. Like they looked for the open shot, and if it was there, they took it, and it never failed. They don't have the shooters back then like they do now. That is a given. Bron, what is his 3-point percentage?
It's probably 39.
It might be 35,
39.
and he gets about four a game. So
3-point percentage. I don't have him in top 5.
no, he's not in the top 5 under any circumstances. But
thank you, Bear. Thank you, Bear.
But my point being that
why do you look like
everybody poo-poos on LeBron, poo-poos on Michael for not having a great 3-point thing or 3-point game. But LeBron's isn't that great either. Like, it's better, but it's not by like leaps and bounds better.
You know about Michael Jordan 3 points?
Yes.
He's not in top 5 either.
He's not.
Is LeBron?
Thank you.
No,
no.
He just said that.
Yeah.
I think three-pointers is a totally different conversation.
Well,
you need
is
to have
now.
a totally different.
Who is
especially
number 1?
now, because you got to think that when Jordan was in college,
but
and
you have
maybe in the NBA, they didn't have.
Are you serious? He's number 1.
Who? Well, you got your specific 3-point. That's what they do.
Kerr.
Yeah, Curry. Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
And 3-point percentage or 3-point?
Well, you got 3-pointers made, Stephen Curry, 3-pointers attempted, Stephen Curry, but then your 3-point percentage is Steve Kerr.
That's
Kerr.
right.
Who is
Curry's
Curry's
coach.
coach?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So look, we've done through that. All right. Weaknesses for LeBron. You tell me LeBron's weaknesses.
Okay. I don't think he, in terms of, hold on. In terms of the game.
Okay.
In terms of like his skill, I don't think he has any weaknesses. Maybe
my gosh.
Maybe his 3-point. Maybe shooting 3 points.
That's not even in my top 3.
If we're gonna talk about keeping his emotions in check, being a crybaby, yes, he is a crybaby. Yes, he has. He's
glad you admit that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll give you brownie points for that.
I'll give you brownie points.
Brownie points.
But when it comes,
What did I say today? that I combined.
You
the
mean
words?
poison when we were
Poison Ovi.
Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah.
That's what it was.
But
Anyway,
Bony
when it
points
comes-
and Poison
Bony
Ovi.
points, baby. Bony points.
when he comes to facilitating the ball, when it comes to dribbling,
No, facilitating. Go ahead.
finishing,
is he the top 5
shooting,
facilitator?
I don't think it lacks
Yeah,
in those.
facilitating. He's number 4. Like if you're talking assist,
Yeah.
he's been like in top 5.
I don't think he has a weak point in
Top
his game.
five.
His defense is good. His offense is just as
His
good.
defense is good when he plays, but he doesn't always play. And speaking of doesn't always play, all right, let's see here. Well, I could go back to the offense if we wanted to. Games of 80-plus games. How many games are in an NBA season?
82.
There are 82 games.
Right.
All right. How many seasons has LeBron James played in 80-plus?
Probably 2.
It is exactly 2.
Yeah.
It is exactly 2. How many do you think Michael Jordan played in?
Oh wow!
I just want you to tell me.
You said exactly 2. What now?
Exactly 2 times in his career has he ever played 80 plus out of 82 games.
Okay.
But what does this have? Just a quick question? What does this have to do with him being?
He'll say when he gets to the point. Go ahead.
I have no idea.
Okay, Michael played 11 times. He played 80 games.
Okay.
Of those 11, 9 times he played all 82. Okay. My point is, LeBron, you're talking about not giving about him being great on defense and this, that, and other when he wants to. My point is, when does he want to? It's not until the dang playoffs when he just decides to show up, and that's only half the time. They'll block her around the world. Okay, great. When has he ever done anything really significant besides the block her around the world when it comes to his defense? Because every time I ever see him, he's always loafing, and he's looking at somebody else like, oh, you should have got that guy. I'm not going to get that guy.
Clint.
What? It's not my fault.
You did not
Look,
just say that.
I asked the question, okay? If you don't like my answer, that's a you problem, not a me problem, okay?
So
Are your eyes still dilated? Yes.
So you're saying that LeBron has nothing but the block credit around the world. That's all he has. We're not going to
not nothing, but I'm just saying his effort on defense is not as good as you are making it out to be. To make him say, "Oh, he's a great defender," that he doesn't have any weaknesses. That's not true. He's a 73% free throw guy, and there's multiple clips of him airballing. He doesn't finish around the rim at late in the game when it's a clutch situation because he can't shoot. Everybody will guard him from 3 foot out or 3 foot in and give him the shot that he's 50% of the time going to hit.
That's not true.
Okay.
That is not
All right,
true.
I'm just saying the stats are out there. And that's all I'm going by is stats. You want to go stats? I'm going stats. I'm going stats and analytics.
Show me a stat where people just stand there and let LeBron take open shots.
The 2017 NBA Finals versus the Spurs.
The 2017 NBA Finals versus the Spurs? You mean the Warriors?
Okay, when did they play the Spurs?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I don't know either. 2015. Does that sound right?
2016 was the Warriors. 2015, I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyway, it was against the Spurs. I know it was against the Spurs. They just let him shoot. And that's whenever LeBron took it on himself to become a better shooter, although his percentage point only went up just a couple of points. But he took it on himself to become a better shooter after that because he said, hey, they just left me open. I couldn't make the shot.
Clint.
Anything else? Let's talk about the competition that he's had.
Oh, my. Okay.
All right, you want to talk competition? All right, tell me who stacks up to the conference competition that Michael Jordan had to play against, okay? Jordan had the Bad Boy Pistons, Ewing's Knicks, Shaq and Penny at the Magic, and Reggie's Pacers to go against in their conference. LeBron had nobody within his conference to go against, and because of that, had an easier road to the finals. Then when he got to the finals, the West was so much better 90% of the time that they just absolutely railroaded LeBron.
Do you realize? Have you seen the offensive ratings from back then to
I'm
now?
not worried about ratings.
I am.
Okay.
That's
all right, let's go. Let's go.
I don't know the specifics, but I know
Okay.
for a fact that the offensive ratings, I think the points per game scored, I do know this, was right around 100 back then.
But that's 100 versus
Today-
100.
Today,
Okay.
the points per game scored around the league is 115.
Okay, but 115 versus 115.
How is it? No, it's 100 versus 115.
It's not 100 versus 115. That has nothing to do with it because if Team A in 1996 is scoring 100 points and Team B scoring 100 points, it's same for same versus 1996 to now. That extra 15 points doesn't matter if the league average is 115 because they're both shooting 115. Does that not make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't say, "Oh, well, they're scoring more points now."
No,
that doesn't
that's
matter.
not the point. The point is that.
Well, you're the one that brought up the point. Tell me what the point means.
But I think you took the point wrong. The point is there's better offensive players now than there were back then.
Okay.
The fundamentals of the game has progressed. If we're talking like on a scale level, right? We got Michael Jordan's era and maybe below that. Or before that. It was probably sitting here.
Okay.
If you look at all the players from that time forward, it's just been on a steady uptrend. You got people shooting from
half court.
From the graveyard outside.
Sure.
Right? Like
okay, what you're saying is the dream team in the Olympics versus all the new guys. You're saying the new guys, head and shoulders above, they're going to beat them.
Yeah. You put
that's not the argument that I was trying to make here, but you can keep going. My argument was the level of competition was way better in Michael's era, especially in the in-conference games, than it was in LeBron's games. Everybody talks about, LeBron's made 10 finals. Okay, that's great. LeBron's made 10 finals, walking through the East, and then gets to the buzzsaw that is the West and loses. I'm saying Jordan was part of the conference that had the buzzsaw and had to navigate through that to get to decent teams in the East. Well, they were the East. Get to decent teams in the West and still had competition in the finals and competed and won.
All I'm saying is Michael Jordan never beat the best team ever created in NBA history.
You mean the super team that is the Warriors?
Yes.
Okay. He's not going to because it's 1990-something versus 2020-something.
And you put Michael Jordan's team from that year, and you put them up against the 2017 Warriors, Michael Jordan's team does not win.
Well, they don't win now because they're almost 60, sure.
No, I'm saying them
in their prime,
yes.
1996 or 98, 96, right? 96
yes.
was their big 72 win, right?
Sure.
You're saying the 96 Bulls versus the 18, 2016, 16, 17 Warriors, they don't win. No. I tend to disagree. Because if they have to play the 1996 game, they don't win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because they're going to be whining that they don't get all the calls that they're obviously wanting like they get now. Now, does Jordan win if Jordan's team comes up? Probably not, because they're not as great shooters as the Warriors are in today's game. So now we're comparing apples to oranges, and the one thing we're not comparing now, for whatever reason, because you moved away from it, is Jordan versus LeBron.
Yeah, y'all going to team play now.
You've contradicted yourself, though.
How's that?
You said that you don't think Jordan's team would win because of the shooting ability of the Warriors, but it wouldn't change if they went back and played in Jordan's era. They're still going to be shooting that thing like they would in 2007.
Yeah, with like 7 less teeth.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You make it seem like they were out there wrestling each other.
They were.
They were.
The fights that stopped the game, yes, but in the game, they were not freaking punching each other.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
The contact that was going on back in that time was way worse than what it is now.
I mean, I agree with the physicality.
But it was every play.
Amen.
This isn't fair.
What? He's just saying amen because he hasn't said anything.
Well, that's when I watched it. I mean, I hadn't watched any NBA since 2003, probably. But, I mean, that's who I watch. Like, you talking about Bill Laimbeer and Rodman and the Pistons and then the Celtics and Lakers rivalry.
You know, and you're talking about, well, Jordan didn't win. He was young until he got to Scottie Pippen, because I know that's going to be an argument for you coming up. You know why? Because he went against the daggum Celtics that had 5 Hall of Famers starting. He had to have help. But, you know, Pippen's nothing without Michael, just like Michael wasn't as good without Pippen.
Okay, and look at LeBron's teams that he's carried to the finals.
Yeah, I've got him right here.
Not the.
You want to see him?
Hold on. Not the Miami.
No,
the Miami Heat.
Yes, Miami will count. But hey, I've got more here too.
That was his super team.
All right.
2017 with Kyrie.
Hall of Fame teammates for Michael Jordan. Okay. Pippen, Rodman, Tony Kukoc, and Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was for 1 year, and Robert Parrish was old as dirt when that happened. But he's a Hall of Famer, so I counted him. Okay.
Well, Parrish is up there in these categories.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the 1 year that he was there and he won a championship with him was, I think it was Michael's last year. Don't quote me on that. All right, here we go. And I'm going to include the Miami guys. You can exclude them out as you go. Okay. Dwayne Wade.
Right.
More than likely, AD, Anthony Davis,
Okay, I can see that.
Kyrie Irving,
Of course.
Chris Bosh,
Of course.
Russell Westbrook. Now,
No,
I will give you an asterisk there because he didn't do crap
Yeah.
for the Lakers. Kevin Love,
Oh, yes, he was real good at the time.
Ray Allen,
Okay, one of the best shooters ever.
Okay. one of the best shooters ever, but without Ray Allen, he don't win that championship in Miami.
Could be.
That was a
It was a
game
win-
7.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying it could have.
Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose.
Oh,
You
poor
can't
Derek. He
I'll give you an asterisk there because it's half a season.
and he, we all know what happened to Derek.
We all
Rose.
know what happened to Derrick Rose, but he's going to be in the Hall of Fame given the fact he's the youngest MVP ever,
Yeah. No.
and was a very good competitor. Carmelo Anthony,
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal, he played with Shaq,
Did he?
and
I did
at the
not know-
Cavs,
I did not know that.
and Ben Wallace.
Oh God, Benoit.
Ben Wallace is in the Hall of Fame, buddy. You can say what you want, and I know it's mainly a defensive guy. If you want to give me if you want to take Ben Wallace off, you got to take Dennis Rodman off.
How long do we got in this?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But he's made 10. Look at the people that he's had versus who Michael had. Well, Michael had less Hall of Famers than daggum LeBron's had.
Have you done the Dirk thing?
And Dirk.
Okay, do that. Thank you. And then we'll wrap this up.
Here's what I'm gonna leave it with. We've already talked about all of his accomplishments.
Okay.
Okay. LeBron has been the best player for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
He came straight out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan was 0-9 in the playoffs before he even started winning.
Okay.
Let's not forget about that. Michael Jordan could not fill LeBron's shoes. But LeBron could fill Michael Jordan's shoes if he really had to.
The only basis for that argument is because the body types are different.
But that what does that have to do with anything?
Okay, well, if you took Shaq, and if Shaq could shoot free throws and he could dribble, he would be superiorly great, right?
Yeah.
Right. But, I mean, you're looking at a big guy playing a big guy's game and playing a little guy's game. Well, that's what LeBron is.
Well,
He's a
Shaq
big
could
guy.
go coast to coast.
He could.
Just couldn't shoot free throws.
Might get hurt.
But, like,
Shoot.
I'm saying that if
He did let
if
us shoot.
Shaq had LeBron's ability, and I'm not knocking the guy's ability, but if Shaq had his ability, then we'd be talking about Shaq because of his size and how dominant he is, no matter where he was and whoever was trying to guard him. Yeah, you're going to get that when it comes to LeBron right now because he's bigger and more physical than everybody.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
But if you do the same thing with Jordan, if Jordan was 6'8", 260 pounds, with the ability that he had with that size, there would be no question. You're only basing the argument off of the physical.
What he's done.
You're basing it off of how physically his physical ability, how big he is what you're demanding that, or is what you're basing that off of.
But he's still, whether he was 5'11" or 7'5", you cannot deny that he towers over any NBA player when it comes to stats.
Yeah,
And there's not gonna, and I'll end it on this, and then you can have yours, and then we'll just
okay.
okay.
We'll argue after
Yeah.
this.
There will not be another player in my life. That means when I die, that will break the scoring record. LeBron is going to go over.
Nobody cared about the scoring record before LeBron broke it.
This is what I'm saying, though.
He's going to get
is
40,000
gonna hold
points,
that-
probably
he's-
45,000
He's
points.
going to hold that record for possibly ever.
Possibly, yes.
And you're going to say he's not the greatest of all time. That's just crazy to me.
Because you're basing that off of a scoring record against somebody that the majority of his points come from stinking dunks and breakaways, not from shooting.
What was Jordan?
Jordan is number 5 all time.
He was known for his dunks.
He's known for his dunks, but he can shoot. He can shoot.
So can LeBron.
LeBron cannot shoot.
Oh, God.
He can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot outside of. He is 37% for his career outside of 3 feet. AJ,
You go shoot 35% outside.
this ain't about me. I'm not saying that 35% is anything to shake a stick at, but on that metric, Jordan's better from a percentage standpoint. Okay? And here's the thing, too. I wrote this right here down. Embiid. If you look at Embiid and looked at what his shooting percentage is, his shooting percentage is he'd be like number 4 all time in shooting percentage. You know why? Because it's all dunks and dang breakaway stuff. That's all it is. You take all of LeBron's out, he's not even top 20 in shooting percentage.
But you wouldn't take it out because of statistics.
I understand that, but I'm saying, never mind. If you're looking at stats, then any center's got better shooting stats than LeBron because all he does is sit there and he dunks. LeBron can't shoot. Bron can't shoot. And also,
This angle.
go to the main angle. 2 3-peats. The two years in between the 3-peats that he didn't do it were the 2 years he was in baseball. So imagine if he was there. And I know it's if this then that. How many has Bron had? How many has Bron had? How many 3-peats? None. How many Olympic medals is? How many Olympic medals?
We get it.
How many Olympic medals? How many Olympic medals does Bron have?
LeBron is the greatest ever.
LeBron has 3 Olympic medals. One is a bronze. One is a bronze.
All right, we're gonna eat some pickled eggs.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Can I tell who my player is?
Points per game. Jordan.
Hold on, Clint.
Jordan is over.
Hold on,
he is
Clint.
number 1 in points per game at 30.1, tied with Wilt. Points per game, minimum 400 games. Bron's 5 at 27.5.
I got something on me too.
I'll shake your hand.
I still love Dirk.
Let's hear it, Coach Murphree.
That's crazy.
What are we doing?
I just want to smell it.
All right, you're LeBron. You're Jordan.
I think Michael Jordan is the greatest ever.
Now,
Yes.
who's your best player of all time?
Manute Bol.
All right,
He funded a militia.
Can I tell you these stats?
Sure.
Can we do stats?
No. I'll tell you when you get done with the stats. I'll tell you who my actual greatest of all time is.
All right, now I did all these categories and did top 5 in every category. Mm-hmm. Like right off the top of my head, I would want to say somebody like, because that from my era, like a Michael Jordan or
Let me smell it.
something like that. All right, I just do this by myself. Y'all go ahead and eat.
I'm listening.
I'm listening as well.
All right, games played, I did top 5. Offensive rebounds, the top 5. Now look, I just did regular season because I wanted.
I was about to say, does this include?
No, I think playoffs is a totally. I just did regular season because I wanted it to have a true assessment of everybody.
Yeah.
So I did games played, offensive rebounds, total points, assists, shooting percentage, steals, block shots, rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, and then just total rebounds. I didn't do fouls. I did field goals made, field goals attempted. I didn't do any 3-point stuff. Free throws made, free throws attempted, free throw percentage. Didn't do turnovers, and I did championships. All right, the top player by stats, the leading point person would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Overall?
Yeah, overall.
Well.
And then Karl Malone is number 2.
What? Really?
And 3 is LeBron James.
Okay.
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got a score of 27 on my scale. Karl Malone got a 23. LeBron James got a 22. Michael Jordan is going to have a 7. Now, John Stockton is going to have a score of 11.
The higher the score, the better?
Yeah. And then Kobe Bryant's going to be 7. Robert Parrish had score 10. So, I have to say it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And another thing. All right, 30 for 30, Celtics Lakers, that 5-part series. That's when I watch basketball. I think that's the best 30 for 30 they ever made. And then that show that y'all told me to watch on TBS or whatever, the
Inside the NBA?
Yeah, I've been watching that for 2 straight months, and Charles Barkley hasn't been on there yet.
You're watching the wrong thing,
No,
brother.
I mean, who's the other guy that's on there?
Love you.
There's 4 guys.
Yeah, but who?
Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Charles.
Shaquille O'Neal's been on there, but Charles Barkley hadn't been on there one time.
watched
Have
it
y'all?
on-
Well, have y'all been watching it?
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
About
The last 2 months, every week.
And Chuck's been on there.
he has.
This is what I think about your stats.
Okay. Hey, now look, I heard Charles Barkley. I heard that CNN is wanting to hire him for like a nighttime show, primetime show.
I know Live Golf reached out to him and was going to pay him big money, and he turned it down because NBA or TNT came back with, I think, something.
Well, he can still do his TNT gig and still do that CNN stuff too.
Mine's Michael because his Space Jam was better than LeBron's. Now,
wow,
let's go to the pickled eggs. Okay. All right,
LeBron, Michael, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I was a Celtics fan. I wasn't a Lakers. I wasn't a Lakers.
I can respect that. I can't respect y'all.
I wasn't a Lakers.
Really?
You can't respect the guy that's got the number one shoe brand in the world.
Cannot.
Okay.
That would cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't bring up how marketable he was.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, way more marketable.
Right.
Great story. Speaking of Chuck told a story on, Chuck and Ernie have a podcast. Chuck told a story about him and Michael, and they had two other guys. I can't remember who they were. They're off playing golf somewhere.
Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
They play 18 holes of golf, and Michael had a game that night, and Michael, they're like, okay, guys, great.
We're gonna rest.
We got to go rest. Michael, you got a game tonight. Michael's like, no, I want to play another 18.
Oh, I've heard this.
Have you heard this story?
Yeah. I've heard this.
Have you heard this story?
You brought
have you
this
heard
up
story?
at the state at wrestling.
I thought that. Well, okay. And so he's like, let's play another 18. Plays another 18. Plays 36 holes of golf in a day. Goes, and in the pregame meeting, they're like, all right, Michael, you're gonna guard this guy. He's like, no, I got the one. Why? Why you want to guard him? Because he said something about me in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get him. And the whole game, Chuck said he talked nothing but crap to that guy. Didn't let that guy, had, no telling how many forced turnovers on the guy. Wouldn't let him get a shot off. Played mad defense because he said something about him in the newspaper.
Yep.
Talk about a guy with that kind of drive. Not that LeBron doesn't, but I don't think you're going to get a guy that's got a better mentality. Maybe Coby, but I don't think you're going to get a guy that's more motivated, more competitive than Michael Jordan. That's just my opinion. Pickled eggs. Let's eat them. All right. Who hasn't or has had a pickled egg? You've had a pickled egg. I've had a pickled egg. Have you had a pickled egg? You've never had a pickled egg?
I think I've had one sometime in my life, probably.
At some point.
So you think pickled eggs, it's like pickles, and that's what I thought. I was like, I don't want something that's been soaked up. Hey, there's another one in there? There's two more in there.
So is that like vinegar and hot sauce combined?
It smells like hot sauce in there. Is that Frank's or something?
No, it's habanero. It's pureed habanero pepper. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So who wants to? What you want? I'll get one.
Yeah.
Just grab it.
It's like just eat it like a boiled egg. That's all it is. Boiled egg.
Oh, y'all gave me the messed up one. Okay.
This smells like Tabasco sauce.
It's not like Tabasco sauce, but it's got habanero
it's hot sauce. It's habanero. What? Here, you
it's
need
not
this?
that kind of hot.
No. I was just
Okay.
I was just making sure.
All right, y'all want to dink it? Ready and eat.
Salute.
The sound it made. It's so good. I hope y'all are watching this and not listening to it.
It's actually not that bad.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
That's what I said. I was like, I'm going to eat one. I finally ate one. It was really good.
You might find me on the toilet here in about an hour, but
Well, I mean,
That's going to happen anyway. What time is it?
Granny Smith time.
Color guard.
Is this going to fire me up?
No.
Okay.
No. But it's got
hot.
It's got a sneaky hot. Like you eat it, you're like, that ain't that bad. And then you sit there for a minute. Whoo. So this concludes our pickled egg episode. By the way, they're good.
Pickled eggs part 2.
Dicks.
You
good?
It's not that hot.
Y'all gave me the hot one.
No, we didn't.
Y'all secretly put like a ghost pepper in mine. Or
You randomly picked one.
He is right. Anyway, talk or go home.
All right.
Oh, recommendations.
You do have a recommendation prepared, don't you?
Nobody told me about this.
Well, if you listen to the
you
show,
don't listen to the show. If you listen to the show,
at the
you
end
would
of every
know.
show,
Hey, just do something that you bought today, like clothing wise,
Or an Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
Okay.
well, he can't do the Xbox because he's not played it yet. So.
Oh, that's true.
But I will go first. Nintendo just recently re-released a remastered version of Metroid Prime,
Yep.
which is
Handy
kind of
Sandy sent that to us.
which is a science fiction shooter, but it's a 3D.
It's a classic.
It's the first one that they did in 3D. It's very good. I highly recommend anybody that played the original because they fixed the controllers, thankfully. But that's my recommendation.
My recommendation. Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, directed by Michael Bay, starring Shia LaBeouf and what's that chick's name? Megan Fox. But to me, the best part of that movie is oh god, what's his name? He plays
Optimus Prime.
The former. No, he plays the Peter Cullen plays Optimus. He plays that old CIA dude. His brother played in the Longest Yard. You know who I'm talking about? His real life brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Stanley Tucci.
The Sector 7 guy.
Not John Leguizamo. Yeah. Anyway, he played in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy. God, I love that actor. I can't. Anyway, he's probably my favorite part of the movie. His comedic relief is hilarious, especially that scene where he's standing underneath that Decepticon that's on top of the pyramids, and
It's not John Goodman, is it?
and his wrecking balls
No.
are dangling.
What are you talking about?
He's like, I'm underneath the scrotum of a giant alien robot, or something like that. It's hilarious. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Great movie, awesome action. The story's but the action and the excitement
I thought
is just awesome.
Was it Dark of the Moon?
Dark of the Moon, something like that.
Something like that. I thought that was a better one. I thought it was a better story.
To me, the second one is the best one. It's the best of both story but also action.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
got a ton
2
more Autobots and Decepticons.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
really
2
good.
had the. Hey, real quick. Are y'all Autobots or Decepticon fans?
Autobots all day, every day. Optimus Prime, I'm on board.
I'm a Decepticon guy because
Oh
they had
my
they
gosh,
had the
dude.
cooler vehicles.
I agree.
They do that for a reason.
And
That's
what's
the only
reason?
redeeming quality about them.
Nobody said it had to have a redeeming quality about them. I'm just saying that they had the cooler vehicles, so I was a Decepticon guy.
I am also a Decepticon guy.
My man.
Oh my gosh!
We're back.
No,
We're back.
Autobots all day, baby. I'm on the good side.
Volkswagen Beetle. Broom, broom, broom.
Yeah, we whoop your butt every time. we whoop y'all's butt every time.
Good recovery.
I almost said it,
Yeah,
man.
you did. You're committed.
I was this close
You're
to the
committed.
S. This close to the S.
My eyes hurt.
What's your recommendation, David?
All right, homemade French fries and red gold ketchup.
Red Gold?
Yeah, it's the best ketchup. Now my mother and my wife.
You hate ketchup?
And my mother and my wife, my mother peeled potatoes and cut them up. My wife fried them the other night. Best French fries I ever had in my whole life.
So they're like deep fry 'em or is it like air fried?
Well, no,
or?
just in a pan on the stove.
Okay.
You know, just fried them in vegetable oil. Best I've ever had, man. I thought they had too much salt on them, but then when I put the red gold ketchup, which is the best ketchup, they were just it was perfect. It was the best I've ever had. It was great.
Look in your camera and tell Red Gold to sponsor us.
Red Gold sponsors.
They weren't on
Red
that
Gold
camera.
sponsors.
There it
Red
is.
Gold sponsor us. It was Red Gold sponsor us.
4.
It was fantastic, man. Great, awesome, best fries I've ever had. I couldn't believe how good they were.
I have one more recommendation before we get to AJ's. AJ's hair, like, go back to that shot of David. His hair, like, it's so pretty. I'm not running
curly.
my fingers through it. Look at it.
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
I'll just wait till later.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I've been trying to grow up my hair. Look, I can put a little ponytail. It's like this big.
Don't do that.
What? You know, there's no saving this. So people.
How long is it?
Oh, you have a recommendation.
How long is it?
Don't answer that question. Give us your recommendation. We gotta get out of here.
I just recommend something I like.
Yeah.
Just something that you want somebody else to try or do.
The new game out. It's on PlayStation, Xbox, PC. It's called Hogwarts Legacy. It's a Harry Potter game.
Yeah.
You can go in there. You can choose between the 4 houses. It's real fun. Anything you see in the game, you can actually go and play. Like, you can go and touch as the in-game player. It's very cool concept.
Looking at the main camera right there at the head of the table, and tell the world.
Harry Potter.
And tell the world. No, don't say that.
Harry Potter.
Let them know whether you are single or not. Yeah.
I'm single.
Are you really?
I'm very single.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't have told him that.
Sadly. But
Well, there you go, ladies. He's available. So, all right.
Dobby's a good elf.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Share this episode with all of your friends. Seriously, Lens Plus on Apple Podcasts, $1.99 a month, or Spotify, 99 cents a month on Apple Podcast. If you subscribe, you're going to get this episode a week before everybody else. So subscribe. You're also going to have access to all of our bonus episodes. Those are episodes where we go off the rails more than we have this episode. It's stuff we can't talk about on these normal episodes. It's behind-the-scenes stuff. It's really cool. Subscribe. And subscribe
and play.
Rate, review us on whatever platform you're listening to, and send this episode or any episode you enjoy to your best friends. Let them listen and share and enjoy. That's all right. Ponytail. He's talking about a ponytail, ladies and gentlemen. Ponytail, ladies. Now, so since you don't listen to this, we're going to give you instructions because we know you're not going to know what we're talking about. So at the end of every episode, we say, and don't forget, you can talk, and so you're going to say,
or go home.
Okay, so ready? Don't forget, you can talk
or go home.
Through your phone.
Well, I'm glad I did all this research.
Yeah.